Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Interesting development, and not interesting because, oh my God, we didn't expect it. It's because I think, for me at least, for me, that's a confirmation of certain things that I said before, which is there are a lot of foreign fighters involved in Ukraine, fighting for the Ukrainians and for the Russians too. The problem is the ones who fight for the Russians are called mercenaries. The ones who are fighting for Ukraine are called volunteers, and or private military company contractors and all that. Because that's how you use euphemisms in order to cover the real identity of certain individuals. I said that pretty soon we're going to start. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, when I said pretty soon we're going to find out that a lot of people of different countries, different languages, speaking different languages, will be either captured or killed or wounded or something like that in Ukraine by the Russians. Why? Because they trumpeted, the Ukrainians trumpeted too loudly about the creation of that offensive assault brigade, whatever it is, Gruppen, you know what I mean, Second World War, the Bababang Gruppen, something like that. And they say, well, those are volunteers of the volunteers of the volunteers. As far as I know, Ukraine already had a general mobilization a long time ago, so I don't know where they're going to get more people. And I suspected that those people will be some volunteers, speaking different languages, not Ukraine, different other languages. So we have here, so now when we hear about people being killed, oh, they're a new volunteer or new that, I don't believe they are volunteers. I don't know, if they're volunteers, they're with the paper, on the paper, yes, they're volunteers. And I said how that could be easily bypassed by having, let's say, a platoon from Poland. And from Poland you get a platoon, you cross the border and you're a volunteer. They give you a different paper and that's it. You sign a paper, say I'm a volunteer. But you are a platoon coming from Poland or from, I don't know, France or from wherever they want, special troops. When they get killed, they check, who's this, paperwork, oh, that's a volunteer from the Legion, boom. Really, anyway, so, and if they find out, they look deeper, they find out the guy, was in the military, but he's not anymore. Well, I'm going to give you another piece of paper. Oh, he just got out of the military, if you find any records of the individuals. It's so easy, But for people who don't know this kind of things, it's just, oh my God, it's a conspiracy theory. No, that's what people do. You do everything in a war to deceive the enemy. And to win. That's the whole goal. It's about being killed or killing. That's what a war is. Unfortunately, but that's what's occurring right now in Ukraine. So let's see what's going on with this article that I have here. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda. I gotta tell you, my friends, that when I'm trying here, where I'm at, to access any Russian media outlet, to get the alternative option or view on things, they don't let me. Sometimes they do, and then they kick me out. Sometimes they say it's private something. Sometimes they don't tell you it's illegal or something. It doesn't come as illegal. It's just blah blah blah. We can do it from technical something. You can't access it. They don't have to tell you it's illegal. No, you can't access it because it's a technical issue and it's a something, and that's it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to give you the other side of the story, coming from the other side, I don't know if they let me to look into Al Mayadeen or Al Jazeera, even though Al Jazeera is not there anymore. So let's go. Not anymore because it's not what it used to be. So, Polish citizen, and remember, the Ukrainians are giving us this. Polish citizen, platoon commander of International Legion, killed in war in Ukraine. So this is March 25th, 2023. So they let us know that there's a Polish guy. He's a platoon commander, so he's not like a rank and file. It's an International Legion, that's a volunteer, killed in a war in Ukraine. Well, I'm sorry for the guy, but it is what it is, right? So his name is Michal Dworczyk, Minister of Chancellery of the Council of Ministers of Poland has announced the death of another Pole in a war in Ukraine. Source: Michal Dworczyk on Twitter, reports European Pravda. Details: this guy said that another Ukrainian soldier, a Polish citizen, was killed on Friday, and 2 who were wounded a few days ago are still in serious conditions. So it's a platoon of Polish citizens, it seems like. I covered that, I think, in another article that I had a while ago, where the Russians stated that the Poles have military in Ukraine. They didn't provide any proof, so I said, well, I'm just going to say it. I think that's very possible. I think it wouldn't be a surprise. It's just for the weasels who don't. Oh my God, no, it's a law. It's a law. Oh no, they wouldn't do that. Okay. And I know that the Poles had another, they call it again, volunteer platoon or something. Again, it's volunteer Polish something. You don't know if those have ranks or not, but it's okay. Who cares, right? After all, not after all, but little by little, they will start, showing up. Little by little. Like, for instance, NATO is not going to be NATO. NATO is going to be, it's going to be created as a new organization. So they can include other countries in order to be able to bypass countries that disagree with the big boss, United States, which is going to be Hungary, for instance, and Turkey right now. That they are having questions regarding Norway, Finland, and Sweden. They will bypass that. They will call it, as I said, the coalition of the perfect ones, of the good, something like that. And they'll do it differently. And it's going to be only United States, as it is already. I have another article that would, in my assessment, prove the steps are made. And I spoke about that in the past as well. So let's go and see what else these guys are saying. So unfortunately, this is not the best time. Another Ukrainian soldier, a Polish citizen, was killed today, and 2 who were wounded a few days ago are still in serious condition. End of quote. This guy said. Polsat News correspondent in Ukraine, Mateusz Lachowski, in turn said that, and I'm quoting, on Friday, Michal, a platoon commander of the International Legion, was killed in action. End quote. He has been fighting against the Russian invasion since April last year. He fought for the freedom of blah, 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 security, blah, blah, blah. His contract was expiring in a month. Well, I guess he took a shortcut. And he wanted to return home and serve in the Polish army again. Wow, I didn't even read this article, but this thing I overemphasize again for you guys, not for me. I have my own convictions based on intelligence, knowledge, and experience. As for others too. Oh my God, see? Like I'm trying to, if I would tell you, no man, there's over the Polish army and the Polish command, military, right there. You say, Emil, what the are you talking about? I don't believe you. Who the are you? Which is correct. What are you, Emil? Well, I'm just a weasel here, you know. But anyway, when these guys are providing me with a little bit of ammunition, as it is, not I use it and say, see over there? It's just trying to make you guys see things a little bit, or confirm things for all of us. Let's put it this way, because we're all together in this. It's not me selling you anything, or you just over there. Wow, look at Emil, what he's saying. Okay, we're just together trying to figure things out here. So I'm glad that these guys, little by little, give us a little. So he's coming back to serve in the Polish army, he added. And little by little, they're going to tell us everything. Lachowski said that a month ago, President Volodymyr Zelensky awarded the deceased Pole with the Order of Courage when he was wounded a few months ago. He was able to rest and stay home for Christmas. But on Christmas Day, he was already at the front line with his soldiers. He emphasized, good, courageous guy. Follow orders, I guess. On Friday, 24 March, it also became known that a French volunteer, woohoo, David. French volunteer Kevin David. This is not French, Kevin and David. Okay, who fought for Ukraine, was killed near Bakhmut. Sorry to hear that. Journalists fight on their own front, blah, 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 boo, boo. Anyway, so a French volunteer, I knew this will happen, my friends. I knew. I didn't read this article before I came here in my little lab when I do stuff, and it's just it was too obvious. It was too obvious. It happened before. It happens right now. It will happen in the future. So now we find out the Pole was killed. He's going to go back after that to serve again to the Polish army. Good for you. I guess not no more. And the French guy, Kevin, yeah, how's that? M'appelle Kevin. Je m'appelle Kevin David. Or I can say things, but you know what I mean. Kevin and last name David. Okay. Michelangelo's David, the sculpture, or just who's not circumcised? That's why it can't be really David, or Michelangelo was an idiot. Which one is it? Because if you look at the sculpture of David, I don't think he's circumcised. And he's gotta be. He's got to be. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into that now. So thank you very much for being with me again today, my friends. And remember, there are those guys, volunteers. There are some volunteers, you know. Some are volunteers, some are different kind of volunteers. It was so interesting that this guy is going to go back to serve in the Polish army. I wonder, you just say, you know what, Commander, allow me to report. Right now I'm just going to be temporarily freezing my military duty in the Polish army, and I'm going to go out on fight. And then when I come back, if I come back warm, you know what I mean? I'm going to serve again. I'm going to come and sign up again. Yes, you go. Go. All right, violin. So thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.